Hi, it's Jane here from craftwithjayne.co.uk, and today I'm bringing you this gorgeous gift box that I have made. It's using a piece of A4 cardstock to its fullest extent to make a gift box. The gift box size is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches by 2 inches, so that's correct. That's perfect. And it's a lovely size, and it kind of uses one piece of cardstock to do the actual box, and then obviously I've used some extra cardstock in colours to use as layers. The reason that I've made this gift box for you today is because it's the last day really for me to showcase this designer series paper. There is a bundle in the new catalogue called Framed Florets, and it comes with this amazing stamp set just here, which is photopolymer. Let's just open it up for you to see in there. And then it's got these fabulous framed floret dies, and you get quite a few good extra bits of dies here. And for this project I've just used this one here, and I've used the inner piece in the oval shape to come out. So they do cut out lovely designs, but also you can cut out oval shapes on this one. And again on this one just here, and you can see that it's got little leaves. It's got the cutouts from the stamp set for these flowers just here as well. So it's a great little set, but with this set in November it came as a collection with a few of the extra bits that you can't get in the catalogue, and they actually stop selling those by the end of tomorrow, I think, when this video goes out. And in that you can get this framed and festive stamp set, which I've loved and I have used on all of my Christmas cards, and I'll be keeping this even though it's retiring. I'm hoping it will reappear at some point in the future because I'm keeping this because it's a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. And this gorgeous designer series paper, which I've barely showcased for you because this was such a short promotion. It was only out for 2 months. And it is lovely. So I have used it on this project here. You can see the beautiful blues there, and you can see it's got fabulous papers, and these are the last day to purchase these will be the 4th of January, which I think is the day after this video is going to go out. So yeah, I hope it's still available and I hope you get a chance to purchase it if you want to. There's also some embellishments which unfortunately I have used up, and they're these beautiful gold swirls, absolutely stunning. So you can purchase this whole bundle with these extra bits on top if you follow the links below in my blog. I will put the links there for whatever is available for you. So yeah, so that's why I've decided to showcase you this beautiful gift box today. Okay, so I've got a piece of the thick basic white cardstock here, and I've used the A4 size. You can use the American letter size as well. So on the long side, I'm going to score it at 2 inches. Sorry, 2. I'm going to score it at 5.5. I'm going to score it at 7.5, and I'm going to score it at 11. I'm then going to rotate it. Oops, sorry. I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to score it at 2. At 5.5 and at 7.5. So I'm going to get out my paper snips now, and I'm going to cut away. So I'll just cut this away just here. That's mitered in, and I'm going to cut along this score line just here, right to this end score line, and I'll cut down. So this is going to be where the side that the lid fits into. So I'm just going to cut away this piece here. I'm also going to cut down here and up here, and I've done a slither of a mitre on both sides there. So I'll cut up here, and I'm going to mitre. This is going to be the base of the box. I'm actually going to need to trim these bits down as well, but I'll just do my cutting up here, and I'm going to mitre in there, and then I'll come along and I'll be cutting a little bit off here, and then I'm going to do the same on this last one. So I'm going to cut straight up, and then I'm going to mitre in, and I'll mitre this last edge piece just here. There we go, there you go, that's there. And then I'm going to cut down here just like this, I'm going to cut a little bit off this piece, but I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. So I'll just sort of trim it like that. And then I'm going to miter down these corners because these are going to be the tabs. I'm not sure my cutting is perfectly straight for this. Apologies, guys. Doesn't look too bad. And then I'll cut down this one just here, just like that. So that's going to be the lid. I'm going to fold the lid out of the way. Again, I'm going to cut a little slither off the end here, and then I'm going to miter in. Lovely. And miter in. Super. Okay. So that's there. This piece here is going to be the lid of the box. So I am going to do a tiny miter along here, and then I'm going to do a tiny miter along here. There we go. And that is perfect. So now I will get out my bone folder and I will burnish all of my score lines. Perfect. And I'll do along here. And then I will lay it down flat for you so you can see the template, because I do think that does make life a little bit easier. There's just one piece I've forgotten to burnish on the other side, and that's the lid fold just here. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to make one more cut. So I'm going to use the handmade tag punch. This is one of the punches that has carried over, and I'm just going to, by eye, just work out where the best place to cut this is, and I'm going to just do it about there, so that's fine. So I'll pop that to one side. I will be using that again, and then that is the template of the box today. Okay, so next I'm going to show you some of the beautiful paper that I've decided to do the layers in. So I have made two of these, one for the front, one for the back. And these are Blushing Bride cardstock, which measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then the DSP is 3 by 3. So I've done two of those. So I've got those two pieces just here, which I'll assemble. And then I've got two sides here and a top and a bottom. So I've done 4 of these, and they measure 3 1/4 by 1 3/4 in the cardstock, and they measure 3 by 1 1/2 in the DSP. So I'm going to get out my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, and I will try my best to get a tiny bit of glue on the back here for you. This is definitely coming to an end, this glue. Oops, there you go. And then I'll just try and get some of that glue on the back there. Perfect. And I'll pop this one down so it gets a nice sort of border. You can definitely make these measurements slightly smaller. I think I've left maybe a little bit of a nice margin around it, just so it pops really. So I'll leave that one dry, and then I'll pop this one on, and then we can start gluing. So I'm going to glue my layers onto the box before I actually do anything else. So I'll pop this layer on as well, and then I'll glue my box together. So I'm going to use liquid glue to glue my layers on, but then to make my box I'll probably use tear and tape or Stampin' Seal, whichever's closest to hand probably. Okay, what do I want on the front of my box? I quite like that one actually, so I'm probably going to pop a little bit of the glue on the back here. Definitely need to start a new glue pot, I think. And this is going to be the top, so I'm going to put it this way around because I'd like it to face just like this. And then I'm going to roughly centre it as best I can, press it down, and then I'll start sticking some of my layers on, I think. So I'm just going to press all of this down beautifully, and then I am going to get some tear and tape, I think, and pop a little bit on here. So I'm going to pop some really close, might do 2 bars of this actually, and just make sure I've got good coverage. So if you're using American letter for this, you're not going to have such a big tab here, but that's okay. You don't need to have a big tab to glue it together. Just make sure you use a nice strong adhesive and give it time to dry if you're using wet glue. Perfect. Lovely. And then I'm going to fold this over, and I'll just fold this over, and then I'm just going to meet them up like this. Okay, so that is that. So next I'm going to use my liquid glue. I didn't trim that one down, did I? So I meant to trim this one down from the bottom as well. So I wanted slightly shorter pieces on the bottom. Just makes it a bit easier to glue. And I'm going to pop a bit of glue, not too much, just a little bit of glue on the inside there, and then I'll press this piece down, try and get it nice and straight, just like that. That's great. And then I'll re-glue that in a second. I'm just going to pop this down and press them down so they glue into place. Lovely. Okay, and then with this last piece, you can again use your liquid glue if you want to. I'm just trying to get to the end of this bottle, so I can start a new one. So I'll just use some liquid glue there, and then I'm pressing this down, making sure it's lovely and straight, and again turning it over and just applying a little bit of pressure with my bone folder inside there, just to make sure it sticks down really well. And that's lovely. So then I'm going to just use that beautiful handmade tag punch, and I'm going to pop it inside. I'm going to line it up where I originally cut, and I'm just going to do that again, and then you've got your thumb notch and it's all met up beautifully, and then you can close your box just like that, and you've got your gorgeous decorated box just there. So wishes for a beautiful birthday just here from the stamp set, and on the last one I used thank you with all of my heart just there. So I did that one going across. This one I'm going to do going up. So I can turn this and put this as a side, but to be honest with you, I tend to use more where I'm going to put things inside, so I'd like that to be at the top, I think, and I've left it at the top here so it is unencumbered by the ribbon then, so the decoration doesn't actually get in the way. So I think I'm going to stick with the same here. So the ribbon for this one, I used this beautiful soft succulent ribbon, which I love, and I can definitely use that again, but I'm also going to have a little look to see what I think of one of the other ribbons, and that is it's the Petal Pink soft polyester one, and I'm wondering, does that look better with it? I'm not sure actually. I think I prefer the green with it, so I'm going to use this beautiful green again. So what I'm going to do is keep it on the reel, but I'm going to tie. I'm going to try and do a little tie, and I'm going to leave as much as I think I would need to do a pretty bow. Now there is going to be some wastage here obviously, but I try to minimize as much as I can with the wastage. So I'm going to take it to the side just here, and then I'll do a beautiful bow with a bit of luck. I always worry these are never going to pitch well on camera, so bear with me, and sometimes they just want to do their own thing. There we go, that's quite sweet, isn't it? I'll live with that bow, I think. And then I'm going to trim the side down like this, and I'm going to do exactly the same on this side, I think. Trim just like that, and then that is the glorious bow. So next thing I'm going to do is just straighten it all up, try and put it as centered as I can. There we go, happy with that. And then I'm going to adhere my beautiful little sentiment, wishes for a beautiful birthday. So I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals here. I've got a couple left, and I want to leave the bow free just in case I want to wiggle it around a little bit. So I'm going to stick some on the top, 3 on the top just here, but leaving a gap for the bow. 1 down there, and I need to start my next Stampin' Dimensional out of my pack just here. So I'll pop 2 more, then 2 more just on the bottom here. So I hope everyone had a lovely new year. Okay, so I have removed the backings of my Stampin' Dimensionals, but I've left that line in the centre just there. And I'm going to pop this on centrally like that, just like that. Press it down. So I now have two leaves, which I've die cut out, which I think I may put like this. Maybe I should be putting that one that way round. What do you think? A bit like that. I quite like that actually. Maybe a bit more like that. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So I'm going to get some glue on some scrap piece of paper just here because I don't need it to be covered. Here we go. And then I'm just going to just put a tiny bit on the back of this. I'm not going to cover it all. I'm just going to kind of cover halfway because I don't mind if it lifts slightly. And I think I'm going to pop it like this, and then I'll leave the top sort of almost lifted up slightly. You can see that there. And that way it sort of gives it a tiny bit of extra dimension. And do I want to do the same way, or do I prefer it the other way? I think I prefer it the other way. So I'm just going to do the same on here. I'll just curl it up a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this one so it's here. There we go. What does that look like? There you go. Quite like that. That's quite sweet, isn't it? And I do like the way it's lifting up. This one I've done slightly off the edges, you can see as well. So yeah, that's there. And then finally, I've got these great new gems. They're called Iridescent Pastel Gems, and I do love them. I'll show you. They're faceted. They're faceted, so they're just, oh, so sparkly. They've got that beautiful iridescent sheen to them. And I used this kind of colour, which has got like the pale greens and purple in it, and then this one, which has got more the pinky purple. So I'm going to use the pinky purple one, and I'll get out my tool, and I'm just going to pop two of these somewhere. Where do I think I want them? Terrible habit of, I might pop them there actually, and maybe there. What do I think? Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. There we go. So these are my two really decent sized gift boxes where they've used one piece of cardstock to make your gift box. And I just think it looks really cute. So these are the completed gift boxes, and they're basically a 1 A4 sheet or American letter size gift box. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would be delighted if you shopped with me. I always send out thank you packs to my customers. If you use my host code, you get extra goodies in it as well. So links to my website are below, and on that I change the host code every month. So you'll always have access to the current host code on there. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and please do subscribe if you're enjoying my videos. It does encourage me to make more, and do like and comment. I'll respond to all comments as soon as I can, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. So I'm gonna say bye for now, guys, and happy crafting.